Let's face facts. The biggest condition, physical or medical condition, facing humanity, other than COVID and all that, is back pain. Most people succumb to back pain in their life, either through sitting too long in cars, in the office, at home, or doing actually hard physical work, not having strong enough muscles to do that work, and therefore your back will become to pain because your spine will get out of alignment, and the out of alignment will then create the disc to bulge out to one side, and then when people say that is a slip disc, when it isn't actually a slip disc. People equate the bulging of the disc with the slip disc. But if you can imagine the spine as an arch, it's an arch with a series of vertebrae, which are the bricks. The discs are the motor, if you like. But imagine a rubbery, and if you move the spine one way or the other, this arch, then those discs will pop out, or will be bulging, because the pressure is unequal on both sides of the spine, of the disc. There's a major cause of, and then the worst part about that is you get a spasm on the opposite side of that, on both sides. You get these muscle spasms, and they stay tight and tight and tight. And that, unless you release them, you have to release those spasms, then that compression on the disc will continue, because the spine is not decompressing. It can't naturally decompress if you've got spasms up and down the spine, and it will get gradually worse and worse. And the worst thing you can do is seek relief from painkillers. The worst thing you can do in back pain, unless you've been crippled in an accident, a car accident, or fell, you've actually really hurt yourself and then broken your back, then you may need some instant pain relief. But nonetheless, even that, you must be very, very careful how long you endure that pain relief, because that will weaken your will, because of what opiates do. Opiates dry out your insides, dry out the internal organs. That's what it does. You can't breathe as well. And this is a known fact about opiates. It dries out your kidneys and does all sorts of other things. And it certainly will not help you recover from your spine. In fact, you'll become addicted to the opiates and less able to deal with the problems with your spine. Now, there are billions of dollars spent by people going to therapists on trying to relieve their back pain. And we've all been there. We've all gone to, I've gone to therapist, but I've gone and sought people who actually taught me why the back gets out. And you learn yourself. It's very of great interest, self-interest, to learn yourself how to treat yourself on a daily basis. On a daily or every day, you need to treat yourself as a religion in case of back pain, so that you can manage it through your life, because it will then, back pain then leads to maybe obesity, because you're not able to, you don't feel inclined to get out and do as much exercise, etc. And being obese doesn't help back pain, because you've got all that extra weight your spine is taking, and the spine is simply not made to take all that weight. It's not. We're supposed to be slim, sort of being, but chase things for our food, basically, hunt and gather. That's why we evolved. We evolved by hunting and gathering, and that's what we did. We're using our energy up to catch food and produce food for ourselves, and that basically kept people slim. But the less energy people use, the more energy they consume, the more obese they become, unfortunately. And if you're in pain, it doesn't help. They're probably getting into alcohol as well to help take your mind off things a bit. So there's a very simple way of dealing with back pain. Very simple. It's so simple, it's like a revelation. You find a slope, or make a slope in your house, which is 15 degrees. That's all. It doesn't have to be a big slope, just 15 degrees like that. That's all. It should be firm. It should be firm enough to support your back. It should not be soft. It shouldn't be a cushion. And you put your feet at the top. You put your feet at the top of the slope. Right? And you try to anchor your feet if you can. If you can put your ankles into that and sort of pretend you're gripping like a trapeze artist with the ankles, like you see occasionally you see them do. They're very brave trapeze artists swinging by their ankles. And if you can do that and just lay like that under the stars if you can. An hour before you go to bed. An hour before you go to bed, half an hour at least, but an hour is better. Switch off the media. Switch off the iPad. Get away from everything. Get away from all that. And before you go to bed, it's important. But make sure during the day you drink plenty of fluids. You must drink plenty of fluids. That's not alcohol. Right? You must drink plenty of fluids during the day that helps replenish your body, right? Because your cells need water to actually become active and regenerate themselves. Water's what electricity is conducted through in your body, and your salts are transmitted through all the water. So you need enough fluids in your body for your body to work. Most of us are water. You need to remember that. So it's more important to do to achieve a result with your back. If you do this, lay on a slope, 12 to 15 degrees, that's all. Put your feet at the top, your head down the bottom for an hour, and you'll feel, it will feel uncomfortable because if you're not used to it. As the back stretches with gravity, naturally, you pull your tummy in as well, you can help it as well. As your back stretches, you will feel all sort of, oh, what's that? It might be really quite painful sometimes for a moment or two, because as your nerves are coming back through what is called a facet joint, and you can just look up the spine and find out yourselves. So the best thing to do is examine the spine yourself as closely as you can and learn as much about the spine as you can. Don't be a doctor to learn about the spine. It's a piece of construction. It's a physical, biological engineering project. That's what the spine is. It's an engineering thing. It's more. And you understand the engineering of the spine, you can help begin to relieve the pain in your spine, and your legs and sciatica. But as you stretch, you'll feel these sort of irritations and stuff as dried muscles pull apart. The muscles contract and they become all folded and dried, and when they pull apart, it sort of makes it a bit, you feel, oh, what's that? But that's very, very important, that you give it about an hour each night. Take a break from TV and media, and then go to bed. Go to bed. Clean your teeth beforehand. You don't have to do too much. Clean your teeth beforehand. Then go to bed. Make sure your bed's reasonably firm. Right? Put a bunk under you where instead of a soft bed, you need a firm bed. That's what the Chinese are very, very smart. They've got firm beds. Do that, and in the morning, you'll be surprised. And you should have faith in this, because it works. Thank you. And it not only works, it will save you agony and pain and maybe lots of money going to the therapist. So the therapist go broke. And should be happy about that.